Alright, so no introductions or introductions today, but if any of you guys really give a rat's bunny rabbit's butthole about my freaking content, subscribe, hit the notification, all the good stuff, yada yada. Anyways, I know it was like 6-7 days old. I was way late to this party, and so when I heard about it the first 2-3 days it was out, I just didn't get enough time to get to it because IRL, not family problems, but other stuff along the way. But other like issues when I get in there because I don't get too much of a parasocial relationship between you and us, my main fans, subscribers, and viewers, and all that shit. And it's been a real huge pain in the freaking jackass, donkey jackass. And I haven't had that much time to do a lot of YouTube content, even just that. But then Instagram, Twitter. Speaking of Instagram, the legendary OG icon himself, the one from early to late 2000s and the early 2010s. Curtis Jackson, or better known as the man, the myth, the legend himself, that made the early mid-2000s like one of the best fucking years of my goddamn life. Back when I was still in middle school, high school at the time, I was 12 to about 18, 19 years old at the time. Better known as, mainly known as a stage rapper named 50 Cent, one from New York City, freaking Queens, Jamaica, I think, or one of those three. Because I know I was born and raised in Harlem, New York City, but so obviously the OG parasocial relationship I had with freaking 50 Cent back in the day was astonishingly, creepily crazy. I'm a funny ass story. I'm not gonna get too deep into it. Long story short, I know I was gonna say this before or after when I do my thoughts, views, opinions, speculations, hot takes, etc., opinions, vibes, feels part of the end of the video, like I usually do before I get to internet drama news after that. Sometimes I do, some days I don't. But I think it was one of my cousins or one of my friends. It was an older friend of mine or older cousin, I think. And I think he used to work for either Scratch, Vibe, or what was it called, Hot New Hip Hop, or what was one of those three? Jive magazine or Vibe magazine. I did a lot of rap hip hop or Double XL magazine. He used to work for one of those 3 or 4 or 5 magazine rap hip hop like gossip, what's it called? Gossip Rumors, sort of like magazine company as like a journalist and an editor and a writer and an interviewer. So you actually got to meet the man, the myth, the legend, Curtis Jackson, when he was at his prime, when he was at his peak of fame and fortune and like popularity at the time all over the damn world, not just the US, a whole freaking planet loved him. It's crazy. So he was lucky enough to meet him. I even got an autograph thing that he gave me signed by him too. So with the coolest freaking shit in the world back then, like 16, 17 year old, I was like fucking static to the fucking moon, man. I was fanboying hard as hell, man. This was barely around the time MySpace, barely around Facebook was still existing at the time. It was when social media was still like a baby fetus at the time, before it became a ginormous conglomerate, everyday average time of people's lives when 2010, especially the 2020s came around, insane. Anyways, there's 2 videos I'm gonna react to. It's only from Instagram. For some reason I couldn't find it on Twitter X or YouTube anywhere, so I can only find it here, which sucks, but it is what it is. Hopefully I don't get copyright strike or claim, because he's probably gonna have background music in the background that might get me claimed, but whatever. Like Mr. Curtis Jackson, he's been doing movies since what, 2000? Actually, no, he started in 2003 or 4, but in 2010, 11 and beyond, he started doing a lot more movies since the 2010s came around. So he's been more acting than he has been rapping nowadays, which, hey, that's good. As you do stuff that's more into the movie shit and voice acting shit, you have a way longer career compared to just being a music artist of any category genre, not just for rap and hip hop or R&B either. Anyways, 3, 2, 1, let's go. Jump into it. I want to see how he's going to be as Balrog for StreetFighter, the live action movie. Let's go. Links to search box below if you want to check them out. So let's jump into it.
Many men wish death upon me.
Oh man, here we go. Oh, he's learning how to do the boxing. He probably was really good at that before you got the freaking rules Balrog anyway. Nice. Okay. There you go. Nice. There you go. Amazing. Oh, let's get the little haircut style like Balrog too. Yeah, he's definitely channeling his character now. Can't wait till next one when he comes out. I'm definitely watching this.
Better watch how you talk. When you
He's
talk
physically
about
getting
me,
prepared, bro. It's not just mentally or verbally.
'cause I'll take your life away.
Wow, that's wild, man. Crazy shit, man.
Many man,
Oh.
many wish death upon me.
I am definitely a million percent ready. Beyond a million percent ready to be the role of Balrog or Balrog. I know some people were saying, "Oh, Michael Jai White or Mike Tyson or Floyd Mayweather should have been the freaking guy to play Balrog or Balrog instead of 50 Cent, aka Curtis Jackson." It is what it is. But let's get into the second video. I'll see you guys in a very fast second. Hold on. Alright, so in the second video, oh wow, so I'm probably gonna end up getting a copyright claim for this one. It's called "It's a Man's World" from James Brown, so I'm definitely gonna have to fortunately mute this one here. Oh man. So I'm gonna read the bottom real quick before I keep getting on. It says, "I don't expect you to understand my level of discipline, but watch it. It's entertaining. Street Fighter coming soon. Street Fighter 2 Balrog, however you say it. I think it's Balrog. 50 Cent. Santation. All roads lead to Cheverport." Alright, so let's jump into it. Let's go. 3, 2, let's get in. I know it's muted, but I don't want to get copyright claim, but I might get copyright claim for the first one, so I'm not even surprised that happens. Alright, he's doing the feet work thing. That's how they did it in the freaking PS2, PS3, PS4, and PS5 story of Street Fighter for Balrog or Balrog, so they're really giving, really, truly honing in. The people that are actors, directors, and producers of this movie, they're really getting into the freaking, into the actual, like, what's it called, characters of these video game characters of these live action people to do it. It's crazy, yeah. Also use opinion speculations, vibes, takes, harsh opinions, bullet points, etc., all that other good stuff. My hot takes, speculations, world views, super hot takes, and then last but not least, speculation. My thoughts on this viewpoint at hand here. I hope it's as amazing as the original two were, because the other two, I'm not gonna lie. The first one, I don't know, man. And I was like, what, 3, 4, 5 years old. I was just barely a 90s baby or 90s toddler before I was a 90s kid when that one came out. The one that originally Jean-Claude Van Damme in it. So I don't remember the exact time when it came out, but my memory's a little fuzzy on it because I was just barely getting out of diapers at the time when that movie came out. I didn't watch it until I was like 7 or 8, so like 1986 or 97 was when I saw it for the first time. It was an old school cable television back then. So nowadays, a lot of moms barely don't even use it at all, or barely use it at all, or only use it for pay-per-view, or they use it for old music video shit. I don't know. Or whether, most of the stuff's on their phone or AR, VR stuff nowadays. Other than that, what was it called? Yeah, that one was kind of crap. It's not good. It has certain ties in when the video games and movies, but in the 80s and 90s when they tried to do a lot of movies and video games, the video games that do an adaptation for a live action movie, it always ended up being really, really dumpster fiery. It was really, really shit. It was garbage. It sucked. It was really fucking pathetic. It was one of the worst fucking things of all time in the 80s, 90s, 2000s. And once the early mid-2010s came around, they started getting a little bit better. And in the beginning of this decade, granted, the first 2.5 years when the planet was scanned, everything locked down a lot of stuff. The fake bullshit virus was happening at the time. Shut down a lot of those. I think that's when video games and movie versions of the video games started getting a lot more shit better by that point. And it still might fuck up once in a while, but not as bad as it did in the 80s and 90s and 2000s, so thank goodness. And what else? What else? The last 2 things I'll say this. I know, like him, I don't know if he still got ties with his friend back in the day. It was Floyd Mayweather. Excuse me there. Oof. The first time, like, I'm not sure if he still has ties, like I said before, to Floyd Mayweather or Mike Tyson. I don't know who's the one that decided to train him to be his Balrog, or he just decided to train himself instead. He must have went to really strict, harsh like punishment to like keep doing it more and more and more and more and more, to like channel his energy as the actual video game character Balrog or Balrog. And it'll all pay off soon, man. I'm glad it's gonna pay off for this dude too. This guy has always been on top of his acting, man. And sometimes it's kind of funky, and other times his acting is pretty good. Sometimes it's kind of crappy, but that's what it is. And the last final thing I'll say is this. Oof. I wonder if his storyline is going to be the same thing as it was in the games, because I don't know if he was born and raised in New York or New Jersey, the video game character Balrog or Balrog. I think it was here in Las Vegas he was born. Like the fictional version, not the real version. So I don't know if his backstory is still going to be the same. Like, if he's still going to be working for the evil bad guys, because he was always one of the evil bad guys for Shadowloo, aka the Shadow Corporation organizations, like the Street Fighter Capcom version with the Illuminati Freemason, just takes over the whole planet and world and controls everything by military weapons and technology and all that shit, like the scary Freemason Illuminati do in real life. I wouldn't be surprised if we're probably slowly getting there in real life. I not want to be in the city when that shit pops off. I want to be far into the giant ass forest of Oregon, Washington, or if I'm lucky, not those two places, probably like Colorado somewhere. I don't know. Well, anyways, yeah. I don't know if its story analysis is gonna be the same as like backstory and like how he does his final moves and all that stuff is all going to be the same thing as the video game was, or is this going to be a little bit more separate from what the video game adaptation character designs for all of these characters? The actors are going to be playing the video game versions of these freaking fighters from Street Fighter are going to be the same thing, or they're going to be different? Because I know that's the one that M. Bison created. What was it called? The Shadowloo organization. I don't know if he's still going to be working for them. Balrog's going to be working for them, or he's going to try to be the good guy instead of bad. And it kind of ruins the story. Who knows? Anyways, that's all I'll say for the matter. No, I'll try to I'll talk to you guys soon. It's extra easy. Peace out. Late to my simplest life. It's extra easy. Extra cautious. Stay more for your content channel. The video game industry news. I'm on news. Drum news. Sports Kita, Cerdo. At Park Place news. Video game industry news. And of course, stuff that I always once in a while like to react to, like video game live action or animation, live action movie trailers, reaction reviews to indie cartoons, and reaction review segments to video game trailers as well. Alright, take it easy. Stay extra cautious. See you guys next time. Goodbye. I'm out. Deuces. See you guys next time. Goodbye. Take care. Stay extra cautious. Be vigilant. I'll talk to you guys next future video. Take it easy. Deuces. Bye. And hopefully this webcam thing, not webcam, but the lens actually recorded my face this time, because the last time it screwed up. Alright, for real, man. Be easy. Talk to you guys soon. Later. I'm out. Take it easy. See you soon. Bye.